This week's episode of the Deck Jumps podcast is brought to you by, I forgot to write an advert this time, so you know yourself, Nev, play the fucking intro. Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? They actually can swim, what's a myth? Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? You're all very welcome back to another episode of the Deck Jumps podcast with me, Mickey Bartlett, aka Deck Cure, and him over there, special guest of the day, William Thompson, aka, we haven't thought of a dessert name for you yet, but it has to be something like a Yums. Oh! You got a chair name last time? You had a chair name last time, so we'll have to, like...
Here's me being like I'm class in improv. Thinking
I know, I can say it straight away. I was like,
a
what's a Protestant bun?
15.
Is it 15 a Protestant bun, you think?
Oh, why? That's what we have at funerals.
Everybody has 15s at funerals.
Nah. You guys go full.
Nah, man.
You guys go full spread. We're lucky if we have a 15 there.
There's more sandwiches than there is sort of, baked treats, baked goods.
Oh.
But a 15's a very, and I mean, not to make it about class, but it's a very working class treat, isn't it? Like,
Protestants are working class.
I suppose that is true. They are working
This day and age, we are.
Jeez, are you a second class citizen? How does it feel?
I like it.
It's class.
Yeah.
You get so much better poetry and stuff out of it.
Yeah, I like it because now I can girl about stuff. Now I'm a victim.
It's class. And I love being, not even being Catholic. Just being like, you don't know what it's like to be me. It's tough. Things is hard. Well, thanks very much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
This is also one of these situations where I've never really been in charge of the podcast before. So, again, I'm like, so do you ever be itchy?
This is me, yeah, when no one else is there and you have the guest.
What do you want to talk about?
I thought you were going to take charge.
I'm not supposed to be in charge of anything. Connor comes up for, you're not Connor.
Where is he?
Where is Egan? Chicago, Alabama, same thing. I mean, full of fucking blacks.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's over in Chicago. I thought he's at a wedding. I didn't realize he just went on holidays. And I couldn't really complain. I went away for 6 months, so I couldn't be like, oh, have you booked it into the rota? I think you're fine. I think you're doing double shift next week.
You have 1 week in charge. I don't know what I'm doing. God love me, steered this ship while you were away.
What time do you wake Nev up? But does he need a feed? What time does he put his jammies on it? What is happening here? I actually was babysitting my nephew on Friday night. That was my fucking badass Friday night in.
How old is your nephew?
5.
Still easy at that age. Babysitting's not difficult either. No, he's good crack, like, but I don't know what I had that day. I think I had a wee chippy for lunch. It was one of them ones where I was walking, I was starving, and I'd worked out twice. I went and got a haircut. I was like, I'm real fucking hungry. And do you know when it's cold and you're like, I'm just hungry? Yeah.
And I went, if the chippy near my flat's open, I'll just go in and get a wee fucking couple bits of chicken. And straight away, I just had bad wind the entire day. So I just had to keep looking at my nephew and going, mate, I'm really sorry with this. And then just cracking the worst farts you've ever experienced in your life. While a 5-year-old kind of pretended it wasn't annoying him.
I thought he'd find it funny.
He found it funny, but then I very rarely have smelly farts.
Aye.
But these were the kind of ones where you go,
You're crop dusting him?
Aye, it was, so there was a point where he was like, and then I was trying to put him to bed, and he told me, first of all, he told me he could stay up to half a weapon. That was his thing. He was like, I stay up to half a weapon. I was like, you don't. I was like, you definitely don't. Do you?
The television X free views at 11, but you don't.
Yeah, I was like, mate, give me an all whiskey, and I'll fucking tell you what time you're staying up to. But I was like getting in the bed beside him, like trying to help him fall asleep, and then I cracked a fart, and he just went, uh-oh. I was like, sorry, bro. Sorry, that one. That was my fucking weekend, just farting on a child.
Do you enjoy being fun, Uncle Mick?
It's class, man. I do enjoy being an uncle because it's like, I know everyone says it, you get to hand them back.
Yeah.
That's the fun bit.
Yeah.
It's getting to go here.
You're like, he's so cute. That's your problem.
It's shit. Nothing to do with me. But it's like, because he's at the age now as well where like he can fucking wrestle and shit.
Right?
Do you know what I mean? So like you get to fucking fight with him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't cry when you hurt him. He's like, ha ha ha. Like at one point, because we got a Chinese, I had a big dinner on Friday. It was a big bad eating. But we're sitting, like, I'm eating Chinese, I was holding the plate, watching TV. And I could feel him like circling around behind me. And I'm like, right, we're gonna have to throw down here. And I went, don't even think about it. And he just went, already thought about it. And then
put his hands around my neck. So his dad does jujitsu, right? He's always been teaching him some shit. So he put his hands around my neck and then like jumped and pulled me back, and I went flying. And I'm like, you weigh about a stone, and I'm like,
Have a weapon.
yeah,
Go on, have a weapon.
stop it. And then I went and got my nunchucks. It's all right. Let's fucking go, cunt. So it's good crack. Do you have any? You don't have nieces or nephews or anything, do you? Oh, do you?
3.
Fucking hell, with boys, girls.
2 nephews, 1 niece.
How old are they?
5, 3, and then 1's 6 weeks old.
Holy shit!
I think I've met them once.
All 3 of them in general. Or?
I've met 2 of them once, and then I haven't met the 6-week-old.
Oh, so
yet.
you haven't done it? You haven't even been like fun uncle yet or anything? Or?
No, not yet. But my family's so full of young ones because, like, I have like 9 brothers and sisters. My dad has like 5 brothers and sisters. They're just a really big family, and they're all spread out over ages. You're always just around kids.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So you're used to doing it.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's always a red flag. Not a red flag. It's a red flag to me. It's always weird to me when you meet a grown person. They're like, I just don't know how to talk to children. You pull a face and go, yeah. It's that easy.
Absolutely. Just go, where's a fiver? Fuck off.
Yeah, you don't sit down beside them and be like, I just don't know what to do with my life. Just fucking pull up
To be
a
fair,
face.
I have one little cousin who's full blown like you sound like an old man. And I'll be like, what else does the Velociraptor do? Like, it's 5-year-old content, but in a 90-year-old man's thought process.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you might be the most interesting person at this party. I gotta fucking sit here all night.
What's he doing? Just
He'll just tell you all about like planets and shit, and like dinos, like just, but like shit you don't know as an adult, and you're like, that's really actually quite interesting.
I mean, you learn more from like when they're 12 and below because they're still learning shit.
Yeah.
And they're still interested by things. So you're like, I forgot I ever learned that.
My nephew's mad about Titanic right now, right?
Right.
So the other night, it was one of those nights where I was like, I can't spend any more money on the PlayStation store to keep you entertained.
Yeah.
So we got this Hot Wheels game, like Hot Wheels Monster Trucks game for him to play. And to be fair, as soon as he went home on Sunday, I was all, I'm getting that back on this class. But at one point I stuck on like someone has just put a VR tour of the Titanic on YouTube.
Right.
So I was like, we'll just stick this on because he's mad about Titanic right now. And at one point he just turns to me and he goes, that's the first class buffet. It's connected to the second class buffet. And I was like, bro, that's insane that you know that.
Be honest, if the Titanic's going down, you see the lifeboats are away, you're not getting out. Are you hitting up the buffet?
Fuck yeah.
Like as the ship's breaking, you're like just stuffing on the drinks on a plate.
I reckon I'd take that much drink out of the bar, it would keep floating. Like, it would even itself out.
You're in the water, but with an infinite piss to keep yourself warm.
Yeah, nobody would be getting electrocuted. Them boilers would have been out long before before A deck overflowed. Like, I'd be like, fucking, yeah. But like chipping ice off the burger and all. Fuck, that's getting stuck in the fuck. Boys, do wonderful. 100%. I'd be grabbing every course of the ditty on the boat too. Fucking guess what? Yeah.
Who you telling?
Yeah. You French? I will guess what? Avec moi. Me too. No, it's with me. You know what I was going for? I was going for hashtag me too, but in French. Couldn't do it. Hashtag moi deux. Well, that means that's the sequel. That's 2 the number instead of 2. It doesn't matter.
No, I get his obsession with Titanic though. It's still because there's still shit I don't know about.
Yeah. Do you remember hearing the thing about no pope? There was
Quite often.
There was a whole thing. People were going like, because my mom brought it up. She goes, well, that's apparently the reason Titanic sunk is because, and I'm like, iceberg nighttime. She goes, no, because they wrote no pope backwards. Somebody wrote that backwards, and when they dug the Titanic up in the 80s, they looked at this is fucking true. So she goes, they looked at the speedometer, and the speedometer read 3909, and I'm like, N. Don't talk shite. Right. It was a party that said like no pope backwards. And I was like, right, first of all.
Wait, you're going too fast. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, but first of all, I don't think it had that kind of speedometer. It was fucking 1912. Second of all, there's no fucking way they saw it. There's no fucking way. People are still down trying to get down there. There's no fucking way.
I also love them having like a speedometer that advanced, but they still just have one guy.
I know, like left a bit, left a bit.
Too far, mate. Too far.
Drop it in the second there, mate.
There's one of the crowd. I remember I had one of those nights last night where you know you can't sleep and you're just on TikTok till 5 in the morning. I just came across a TikTok that was like sad facts about the Titanic. Couldn't sleep after that.
I mean, there's some real fucking.
There's one engineer that was trying to like escape and he broke his leg and they just left him there.
Fuck.
I know.
You'd be fucking fuming.
You bastards!
You'd be fucking fuming. Imagine you helping people on the lifeboats. Fuck you. Like, nah, you'd be ripping. I know, because there was a fact about, because you know the way there was the Titanic, then there was the Olympic and the Britannic?
Yes.
Like the sister ships, right?
Yeah.
And there was a woman who survived all three of them, because there was one of them was sank in World War II. Was it the Britannic?
I don't know.
So I think the Olympic crashed, right? It was launched before Titanic. Then they took parts of the Titanic before it was launched and fitted them onto the Olympic
Right.
to keep it going. Then the Britannic was after the Titanic and it became a World War II hospital ship and it got sunk by the Germans.
Right.
Right? And there was a woman who was a nurse on all three of them, survived all three sinkings or three whatevers. But the captain of the Olympic or Britannic, whichever one, was called Alfred Bartlett, one of our ones.
One of the
I
Bartletts?
don't know if he's one of the Bartletts, like, but he was definitely called Bartlett. I think he might have been one of the ones that didn't fucking come back from Protestant.
Right. Right.
That's where we're from, I'm saying. But yeah, my dad's might have been like, yeah, there was a Bartlett in charge of Britannia. I was like, it sank, so stop telling people.
That's not yeah.
Yeah, it fucking sank.
I'd love
Obviously,
the
we're
idea
not good at it.
if there's just a Bartlett at every point of history. It's like Muhammad Bartlett. Like, where was he at 9/11?
Genghis Bartlett.
Well,
Some fella like that. I killed them all. Fuck. I can't. I'm not sure. Everything's flaring up. It's the stress of all this conquering. Just fucking covered in soda cream. I'm good for pillaging today, boys. Go on, you go on. I'll just sit here. There probably was a Bartlett and everything.
that woman though, who went from ship to ship to ship, and they all sank. It reminds me of, do you know the?
Check her bag.
she's on something.
Fucking right. Or after two, don't let her on the third. Just go, look, you're a jinx.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's no whenever like you don't want to watch the fucking World Cup final if your team's playing.
Right.
Every time I watch the lose, so I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Don't let her on the boat.
I wonder if she got a fourth one. I was like, just back the fuck off. You're not allowed on this.
She's this fucking nautical Jeffrey Dahmer. How did nobody spot it? How did nobody see she's doing something fucked up?
But it reminds me of the Japanese guy who survived Hiroshima
And Nagasaki.
and drove straight to Nagasaki.
You'd be fucking fuming. Like, yeah, no shadow left. I live it on the wall. My shadow again.
With that constant jinx,
Oh, man.
the one town he has to go
Although,
to.
good thing about him, ever since then, he'd pick up a burglar, microwave straight away, just ding, cooked. Just a walking microwave, like. But he survived. Did he survive both, or did he die in the second one?
No, he survived both.
That's fucking mad. Like,
It's mental. What's even more mental is after the second one, Japan still didn't want to surrender.
they were still
Like,
fucking
half
like.
their war castle was like, we'll fight on, and the others were going, "Are you? They can wipe us out
Aye.
in fucking seconds. No, we
Yeah.
need to stop." But there were wee scrappers, God love them, the Japanese.
Man, because I'm fucking love a bit of World War II. And have you ever seen that series, like The Pacific, the HBO one?
Yeah.
But if you ever see any documentaries about what it was like for the American soldiers fighting the Japanese in those wee islands, it was fucking insane. Like, because they didn't give a fuck. Like, I have an uncle whose dad was in a British regiment in World War II that fought against the Japanese, and he was like, they just ran at you. They just fucking ran, like thousands of them, just fucking running at you. And they would be like, it wouldn't even, like, they'd be running against machine guns and just getting wiped out, and then the second group would be all, we'll try it now. Like,
They've only so many bullets. Go.
yeah. Just didn't.
Wait,
they're all,
hey.
ching, ching, like Deadpool. Mad
Speaking of
bastards.
World War II, I've stumbled again. I need to get
I
off
love World War II.
So did I. But you know why you'd always hear Hitler's speeches
Yeah.
in German, and you go, how did they ever get behind him?
Yeah.
He sounds mental. And then someone AI'd it into English.
And
I
I
was
was
like, this cunt's spitting bars. This guy's making sense to me. He's like, they're stomping on the working class. It means not to be a
Yeah.
true German. I was like,
Yeah, Hitler's there, like, he died like a dog. But that's the thing that no one ever really talks about. Because I was listening to, I know you've read it, is it Blitzed?
yeah.
Right, so I still haven't read it. I'm listening to the audiobook, but the guy who wrote that has come up with another book. And it was all about the
Pervitin, the drug.
It was a fuck. What was it about? It might have been the Nazis and the LSD and like the experiments they were doing on LSD, and that's how the Americans ended up doing it in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Was straight out of fucking Auschwitz research, like
Yeah.
which is hard to say twice, but every single superpower. So the Brits, the Americans, the Japanese had it, and the Germans had it. We're all trying to invent super soldiers.
Yeah.
Like the whole way through World War II. So the Japanese weren't drinking sake when they were doing the kamikaze stuff. It was like, it was like space cadet medicine. Do you know what I mean? Fly out plane in that boat. No, drink that. Fly out plane in the boat. Hey,
Yeah. I drink it and be like, bet you won't do that. You're like,
yeah,
what?
high as fuck. High as fuck.
I can't see.
What do you mean?
I know. You did one earlier. I was like, fucking, I'm doing it.
The one you did in the car on the way up here, by the way. Phenomenal.
Have you ever heard, is it Unit 141, the Japanese research group?
No.
So it was a group of scientists, and they would just conduct these experiments on prisoners of war. Mm-hmm. And they got away with what they did because America went, okay, we'll pardon you if we get all your research. And they were just torturing people to see what it would do. So they'd be like, oh, freeze that body and then hit it with a hammer. Oh, it explodes, right that down.
Fucking hell.
Hold them underwater and see just how long it takes for them to stop breathing.
The Americans like, apparently if you flee something, it explodes.
But they were just like skinning people and be like, just see how long he can go without a face.
Well, that was the shit the Nazis did as well. Was it like on twins and like anybody? It was like, because there was one guy that wanted to see if twins had like a telepathic connection. So he'd torture the fuck out of one of them. Be all, do you feel anything? The other one's like, I feel a bit sad.
Yeah.
Joking my brother, like.
Yeah. So I think we been horny. Don't know what that's about.
Do you feel hate that up?
Would you not be the one getting tortured? Would you not turn around and be like, you fucking pretend?
I'm him. You did me yesterday.
But I mean, if they're hitting my arm with a hammer, I'd be looking at my twin, being like, pretend that hurts.
Aye.
Fucking don't leave me alone.
Aye, you fucking do. Because it's insane, the fucking shit that people would do. I don't know.
The war, Michael.
Just makes
go
you
win the
awful
war.
sad. Like, do you ever see that thing about Channel 4 did a documentary about it, and they reckon that the Allied forces, 80-something% of them never fired a shot the whole way through the war. And people are like, oh, it's fucking ridiculous. And then you go, no, but when you take the amount of people that were in the background,
Yeah.
like, so my granddad was in the RAF, but he was just fixing shit.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? But they dug up all these fucking bodies, like all these military cemeteries, and they thought they were still alive because they could find these claw marks on the inside of the coffins. But it turns out what was happening was they weren't like fucking treating the bodies. They were just fucking bagging them up, put them in a coffin, bury them, and
So then the bodies.
their fucking stomachs would explode, and the stomach acid would cause scratch marks on the lids of the coffins.
Oh shit. So they weren't embalming them.
And bombing, that was the word.
They were just
being like, they probably didn't have enough formaldehyde, like.
aye. Fuck, that's insane.
Nah, when war's hell.
I could go on a rabbit hole of World War II. This could be the whole show.
Oh, let's do it. I love it.
Oh, I love it. You know what one of my favourite World War II moments is just do you remember Germany had just taken France and they were gonna attack Britain, and the only reason they didn't is because the weather was really bad for like 2 months and they couldn't get across the channel. And that whole time Churchill was on TV being like, we will fight them on the beaches like they were arming pensioners, like the Home Guard and stuff, and they were like, we will fight them to the last breath, I'm confident we'll win. But behind closed doors he was literally sitting by himself going, we are fucked. The minute they come here,
As soon as that clears up. If I see one clothes peg hit a line. But even like the Battle of Britain, because like Britain didn't win the Battle of Britain, Hitler lost it.
Yeah.
So Hitler at one point went, change of plans here, boys. And all the Germans were like, no, mein Führer, we have about to win here. And he's like, nein, I want to go somewhere else. Like, Eva Braun being like, do you know where's loveliest time of year? Poland.
What was the same in Russia? Stalin was as equally as afraid of Hitler.
Yeah.
Especially because they had the pact, the non-aggression pact, and then Hitler turned on him. And Stalin initially was like, we are fucked. like, we can't fight them. But he took the invasion of Russia, Operation Barbarossa, was during winter, which everyone was like, don't do it in Russian winter. You can't take it. And he was like, fuck off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I got to do? Freeze my ball off?
Yeah. Bring a coat, queer.
Yes. Do you want to go to Russia? Do you want to go to fucking Auschwitz? Huh? You have two choices here. You can be really hot or really cold.
Yeah.
That is it.
Oh, it's cold. You better start rushing there. It's fucking freezing.
Do you know what he said? Do you know what Hitler said to his men before they got in the tanks?
What was that?
Right, boys, into the tanks. Right, that's an old one. There's so many aspects of it that, because that's the thing about, like, the Nazis coming to power. That's what I was going to say about that book. Hitler, obviously mad cunt. We're not saying, but the ordinary Germans, they were being punished because of World War One.
Yes.
And you kind of have to go, they didn't start it.
Yeah. They just
Do you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, they just fucking, like, World War One's one of those, like, lest we forget, and you should go, well, we forgot, because there was another one, and there's been wars ever since. But the whole point of World War One was essentially the Kaiser and the fucking King of England being like,
yeah.
And they were cousins.
Yeah. And it was the stupidest war, because it was just the combination of, well, if you hit him, he has to jump in, but if you jump in, he's jumping in.
Well, that was one of the things about, because when America got involved in the First World War, they reckon there was the Lusitania, the sank.
Yeah.
And there's like a wee conspiracy theory about that, where the Germans basically sent a letter into British newspapers. And I remember watching this documentary, now obviously it could be very easily fake or whatever, but they were like, this boat's going to come into our waters and we're going to have to sink it, but we know that it's being sent here on purpose so that the Americans will get involved in the war. So please tell your fucking politicians, we know what's going to happen, but we're still going to have to fucking do it.
Right.
And then sure enough, they sank it, and the Americans are like, you can't fucking sink in our boat, you fucking Jerry motherfucker. And then, I don't even know how long the Americans were in it for. A week and a half?
One?
Yeah, I mean...
Not that long.
Yeah, it was towards the end, I think, wasn't it? Like
World War II, I always laugh at, like, because America weren't involved.
Yeah.
And Germany was allied with Japan, and then Japan did Pearl Harbor. I don't know what led up to it. But just imagine Japan being like, do you see what we did? And Germany being like, I did. The fuck are you playing on?
You fucking stupid bastards. Like, I know, that was it. But even with them attacking Pearl Harbor, that was such a fucking easy thing to blow up, because they just kept all their boats parked beside each other.
Yeah. And
that was, they usually had them like battleships, like E4, all bent around the place. But this one time they're like, just back them all in beside each other. It's gonna be all right. We're American.
Yeah, petrol fight, like just throw it like fucking Zoolander. So it was just a flammable fucking.
I was actually watching a documentary about Vietnam the other day. Do you ever watch Ken Burns documentaries about?
No.
So you get them on Amazon. They're fucking great. They're like 10-part series that'll go into like the World War II one's brilliant. So like Tom Hanks narrates bits of it, and there's like, they have different actors reading letters soldiers have sent home and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But the Vietnam one, there was a point where, and I was a wee bit hungover and nearly started crying, but there was a guy in it who was like, he was just like, he just joined the Marines. And the American Marines, and any movie I've seen or any documentary I've seen about them, is like, they're trained to fucking, like, they'll kill you with their fucking teeth.
Yeah.
But it's only because the government don't give them enough weapons. So like, they have to be fucking, like, anything, even if you've seen about World War II, like, the army gets all this cool shit, and the Marines are just like, there's a stick with a fucking elastic band, make something.
Yeah.
But this one guy is like, you just see how fucking crazy people have to get to fight a war. Where he goes, I killed one person in Vietnam, killed one human being, and the rest that I killed, he was like, excuse my language, his exact words were, I blasted a load of gooks, I fucking, like, mowed down chinks.
Fuck.
And you're like, what? And he goes, because I had to, and you can see he's about to cry. He's like, because I had to dehumanize them.
Yeah.
To go, because he was like, I'll never forget the first person I killed, and the only way I could like keep fighting was to completely dehumanize these people.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, and I was so afraid of them. And you're like, oh, you were like 19.
Oh my god. Like, yeah.
And there's a point where he talks about how bad Vietnam was, and like burning down villages and being told to do it and all this sort of stuff. And he goes, but that's what happens when you have children fighting your wars for you. And you're like, yeah, fucking peace and love, my islanders, that's not fair. When I was 19,
stolen generation.
I was phoned in sick with drama class, that's 19.
But I suppose it would have been easier in World War II to do that, because in their mind, Germans are evil.
But also, do you know, fun fact?
Vietnam, no one really got why they're fighting.
But also, in World War One, World War Two, and any war, like any sort of like civilized war, the uniforms were invented for the sole purpose of dehumanizing people.
Right.
So that's why, like, you think of like red coats and blue coats, you go, why the fuck would you even wear? You're just standing like a sore thumb on a field.
Yeah.
But it was literally to go, it's the news psychologically. You can shoot at a fucking blue coat because there's no person in that. You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's an evil
yeah.
coat.
So the Germans and the Americans, Brits all had uniforms, so it probably made it easier,
Aye.
like on a one-to-one
I
basis.
mean, if we're ever had a non-uniform day, like they all bring in a pound.
Yeah. Well, that was
That'd be very confusing.
But that, again, that's also why, in my personal opinion, America just goes to war with brown countries. You know what I mean? They haven't went to war with any fucking Caucasians. Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. You know, these boys are racist as fuck. Anyway, thanks for listening. I've got some questions for our Patreons here. We're just going to do these all in one go because we've both got gigs tonight, and I thought my car was broken, so we're a bit late. How did I find? Someone just wants to know how I found Ballymena on Saturday night. Went through Antrim, and how'd you find Ballymena?
We're in the parade.
Yeah, it was in the braid. And do you know what? I want to say this for if you're a long-term listener to the Dexter and Young's podcast. I'm going to say this: Ballymena, the embargo was over. That was a great gig.
Do you also have a thing against them?
Not
'Cause
against them.
I have a tax.
I always had problems, and I've never had. I always feel like I've always had like a tough gigs in Ballymena, but on Saturday night I had an absolute fucking screamer.
Right.
So thanks very much to everybody who came out. You were a lovely crowd.
I have a Ballymena tax.
Really?
If I'm booked for a club night in Ballymena, it's an extra 100. Because I don't like Ballymena.
We're doing that from Enniskillen from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain towns, you're like, I'm wanting the money.
Yeah, Ballymena. I don't know. That was just seemed they were just really good fun. Like I've had weird. I remember having a born again Christian walk out of a gig one night, and I was doing the easiest wee jokes, like wee gentle jokes about the Bible, and this guy was just like never. But it was great the other night. So
I told you in Edinburgh, didn't I, when I went in and said, like 5 minutes in, said fuck, and some woman in the middle of it went, sorry language. I went, what? She went, there's children here, and pointed beside her, and there's 2 like 8-year-old boys. And I went, well, this show is 16 plus,
Aye.
and I'm not changing the show. You can leave, and I'll give you your money back, or you can take the show as it is, but it's not
you
changing.
cunt.
Right? I went, it's not changing. And she went, fine, it's okay, go ahead, just, be mindful of your language. I went, no problem. I went, anyways, fuck up, bitch.
But it's again, that's one of those things with Edinburgh where like I know because they only have students sort of man on the doors.
Yeah.
So the amount of times where I've walked out on stage and you go, "There's a fucking 6-year-old here," and the problem is everybody in the audience is looking at the kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and you're stuck between having to address it,
Yeah.
but also how do you do that funny to like you're bullying a 6-year-old if you try and
Aye. You don't know what funnies
yeah.
are,
So
do
you
you?
immediately have to stop and go, just so you know, this is an adult show.
Yeah.
And if you want to have the kids here, they're going to learn an awful lot. I've probably told you before. I've definitely said this in the podcast before. I did one in Edinburgh where I walked out and the front row was an 8-year-old boy and his granddad, and then the second row, like no one else sat in the front row. They were just like staring at them. And I said to the guy, like, just before we go any further, this show is fucking dirty. Like, and he goes, oh, it's nothing he hasn't heard before. And I'm like, I bet you a tenner it fucking is. Because I was talking about wanking myself dry at the end of it. I'm like, I bet he hasn't fucking heard that before. Like, unless you're a dirty old pedo and that's your nephew.
Sure, that's not something you say about me. That's something you say about an old woman. It's nothing I haven't seen before.
Aye.
Not a child. You shouldn't have seen it. You're a baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I get it in Edinburgh, you're just like, oh, let's just go see a show. But you're like, I have the age rating on it for
Yeah.
a reason.
I think it's especially, what time was your show this year?
7 o'clock.
I see. Yeah. Well, see. Yeah. No, I think like any after 8:30, 9, it's not really a problem anymore.
No.
But up
7
until
o'clock's late
until
enough.
7's like I know you're still going to have people that are like, I can stay up past 9 tonight. We'll take you out for a wee gig or whatever.
Aye.
But yeah, there's definitely elements of it where you go, just don't let them in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I suppose who's going to do that for whatever they're getting paid $2.50 an hour? They're not going to be like, excuse me, I know you've already bought a ticket online. But if you go to that guy there, he'll tell you to go to that guy to refund your ticket.
Get
Because,
you £8 back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you.
Anyway, question. I hate doing this, but I've never done. Connor usually does this. Right, got a question here from Lisa. Right, wants to know.
From who?
It's an Irish name, means Lisa, I think. Hey, guys, right, with winter coming in fast, what is both of your favourite cozy evening habits? Are you old boy slippers sort of men or fleecy blanket guys? And is there any special ingredient you'd like to add to chocolate? Connor isn't here. Yeah, so basically, what are you doing with cold? I imagine you've got a wee onesie.
I have pajamas I got from a first class flight on Emirates.
Fuck yeah.
Do you know the ones I mean?
Well, I've got them from Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead warm. No pockets in mine though.
Oh, mine do. Mine have like these, but they're too big on me, so I'm walking about the house like this.
Class.
And I put a wee hot water bottle in the bed.
Do you put a wee hot water there?
In the bed, like I don't, get in with it. I leave it in the bed, and then when we get in, it's all nice and toasty.
I've got an Audi in the house.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Nice. Fucking game changer.
Do you get when it's dark outside? Do you get sad? Mate?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you?
100%. Like that's why I went to Australia for 6 months to avoid winter.
Yeah.
Because I had a year of summer.
It fucking really gets me down.
100%. Like
Can't stand it.
yeah, like, and it's not too bad yet because it's not that cold, right? But see, when I come, like, I'm go away for 3 weeks and come back end of November, start of December.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be pissing down, and it's going to be fucking icy, and like, that's when I get like, what the fuck? When the clocks go forward, it's dark an hour earlier. Hate it.
It's like up to December I can take because you've Halloween where it's all spooky, and then you've Christmas where everyone's like, yeah, parents, good to see you. Yeah, scumbag faggot. And then after that, all the cheer's gone, and you've 2 more months.
You've got that fucking brutal January where you put all the Christmas weight on. You were happy about it. Now you're like, fucking nothing fits me.
I'm gonna go to the gym in January, and then January comes, you're like, fuck.
And gym's rammed full of people who are only there for 2 weeks. You go, I go here all the time.
I hate January. Yeah. I'm taking it off this year, and it's the worst month.
I think we'll probably have to take it off anyway because nobody's going to be out.
Either way, gigs are going up.
Yeah, there'll be nobody out. Like,
yeah.
But I'm going to try and do the same thing. Like, I might do the old wee lavery spot or something.
Yeah.
But nothing.
I'm
major.
taking it completely off because I want to miss doing stand up. Because I do it fucking 6 times a week.
I know, man. I guess that point we were talking about this on the way up too. Yeah. And it's such a fucking like we were bitching about stand up the whole way up here, and then Willie said something that he said in the green room, and I immediately went, "Fuck, being a comedian is class." Like, it's one of those things where you just every job becomes a job.
Yeah.
And I think there's stand up's one of those things where when you start to hate it, it really fucking upsets you because you know full well this is the dream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is going great.
Which makes me sad that it depresses me.
It makes you feel ungrateful. And you're like, but no, but it is just hard.
This is since I was a wee boy, this is what I wanted to do. And it's shite. So I'm like, nothing's, but that's what I tell people. I'm like, every job's a job.
Yeah.
You don't love everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But there's bits of like one of my favorite things about stand up was driving home after a gig.
Oh, it's great.
That's my favorite
Especially if you've had a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my fucking favorite thing.
That's brilliant.
And like trying to find something class on the radio, not even podcast, like trying to find some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like Radio 4 usually has some weird documentary on. Like,
yeah. I always go Radio 4 for the news.
Yeah, I feel like you can trust it a wee bit.
Yeah, because like Radio 1's, you're like, there might be a World War III. I know. Now, oh my God. Right.
I was listening to, what day did fucking Liam Payne die?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
I think it was.
Yeah, whatever day it was anyway. So I and shout out, God rest him, right? Awful sad. Was that suicide? Was that a suicide?
I don't know. I heard a story that he was off his head and tried to climb into the hotel pool.
Shit.
And fell.
I also saw that the resurgence of that clip of him talking about how weird P. Diddy was, and I'm like,
oh, you're a wee conspiracy.
I think that might have been a Lethal Weapon 1 moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, jump. But I was listening to the radio, and it was this, like, she was like, the DJ was like, and Liam Payne has passed away, and it was such an insincere fucking thing to start with, because she was like, and we just want to really send all our love to the fans of One Direction and Liam Payne, and also his family. And you're like, family second in this. But then I went into the shop and came out, and then obviously they'd done that bit and then moved on. But they moved on to where does the phrase break a leg come from? And I was like, please fucking Jesus, you had the news in between, or the weather or something. Oh my God. Because if you put them beside each other, shame on you.
Yeah. It's one of those things too. You always joke about a celebrity death, but I'm genuinely afraid of directioners. I'm afraid they'll come for me, like.
It's also one of those things, man, where like, I think it's making fun of celebrity. Everybody made the same joke. Any comedian I've heard of who went up and talked about it on stage did the same thing.
Like,
West Gravity went in 2 directions.
Yeah.
Like,
I had one that I think was original. It was Adele singing at his funeral. She's doing Chasing Pavement. No one's done that one yet.
Set fire to the pain. gets to play it if he gets cremated. But yeah, but because it's a weird thing where like there's definitely people that have their fat. I know you can do that thing. You didn't fucking know them.
Aye.
But I think it's different when it's somebody that's like dead young.
Dead young, like he's
know what I mean?
3 years older than me.
Yeah, he's younger than me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different thing as again when it's like when it was Michael Jackson, and there was so much controversy and so much fucking mad
Nonce.
shit about him.
Do you think he's a nonce?
Well, so here's
We disagree on this.
no, it's not
Which
even.
I think fucking kids is bad, but Mickey's fine with it.
Depends on how hot they are. Like. No, but
What are you wearing?
I was watching some stuff recently about Michael Jackson and there was was it Nick Carter's brother? Is it Aaron Carter?
Yeah, the really young one.
Yeah, but he's come out and said that his mum made him say that Michael Jackson abused him.
Right.
So he's come out recently and been like he didn't do anything, but she was like trying to get money and stuff.
There's ones that
There's definitely weird shit about the guy.
there's ones I don't believe their stories, but then there's also I'm like, why are you sleeping in beds with kids? Why have you got a thumb for? Oh, I was abused as a kid. Fucking weren't we all? No man, like there's weird shit.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely elements of like now if I remember watching the documentary of the people who were like this is what he did, and I was like fuck that guy, but. Oh, there's no buzz now. He was nonce. Rather than saying it out loud, rather than present the evidence to my own court. Case closed. Nonce.
Do you ever hear the story? Apparently, he was hard as fuck, Michael. Like a tough guy.
Yeah.
And there's the story Tupac was dating. I think Michael's
Hard as
niece.
fuck watching Home Alone 2. Tell you what.
I'm a sticky bandit.
Two turtle doves.
Sticky bandit. But he was doing the thing. Like, Tupac was dating Michael Jackson's. I think it was his niece or his cousin.
Right.
And Tupac was doing the thing. Like they were going out somewhere and they were leaving. And Tupac was like, "Get in the fucking car, bitch, you fucking hoe." And Michael
Jackson walks over like, "What'd you say, motherfucker?"
But he did because he had that actual
Yeah,
voice
that was the thing. Yeah.
where he was like, "Don't you fucking talk to my niece like that."
Aye.
And he's like, "Fucking leave it alone." And Michael apparently beat the fuck out of him.
Class.
So who else was like that? Freddie Mercury was another one. Who
Hard
would
bastard.
Fucking
Yeah.
he
He boxed. That's right. Well, you can tell by the shape of him that he could fight. Like,
Yeah.
he was just fucking.
He's built like fucking Milo McCabe.
Aye, man.
So I'd say he had an argument with Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols, where he was like, "Have you succeeded in bringing ballet to the masses?" And Sid or fucking Freddie Mercury, but he's called him like, "Oh, sorry, Sid Ferocious," like just made fun of him. And then apparently Sid dove at him, and Freddie Mercury just like bang bang, just pointed him down.
I fucking love Freddie Mercury.
So did I.
Unbelievable.
Fucking great. But yeah, so Michael, you think was a
Well, no, it's just I think there's stuff I've seen of people who've come out going this was all like, and it's because there's been a load of conspiracy stuff has come around from all the Diddy parties.
yeah,
We sort of briefly talked about it on Lazy Boys,
yeah.
but yeah, there was stuff that was going around that like I'm trying to remember it now. First of all, a lot of the people it was just a money grab. People were like, because he's weird as fuck, and then it was because he pissed people off in the industry.
Yeah.
Like doing shit like buying fucking the Beatles back catalogue while he was talking to him like in his face.
Yeah. Like you can do it, can you?
It's just on Amazon.
Yeah, actually, isn't the story he went to? He was like, "I'm gonna buy your music."
Yeah.
Paul was like, "Oh, very funny."
Yeah, I think you will, Michael. He's like, I fucking.
Yeah. Paul's like, "Did you find women with one leg attractive?" Oh, I love it.
Come on, Eileen. Which I wrote that one. Because I don't know, man. I think there's definitely elements of like fucking high up show business where you go, this is creepy as fuck.
Yes.
And there's
Not
definitely
even
like,
high up. There's times I've done 5 minutes on TV and I'm like, oh, you can easily get fucking fingered in this setting.
Aye, man. That's because you're a fucking handsome wee devil. It never happens to me. I'd be walking about my whole out and all. Pouring jam on it. Anybody. Please. So lonely. I just need it for the cuddles. No. Because there's like especially when you think of like you looked at like Britney Spears losing her fucking mind.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was fucking nuts.
Miley Cyrus.
People thought Prince had cut his own ribs out. Miley Cyrus is fucking
Bieber.
Another one. Like and then you've got like Taylor Swift, who has managed to sort of looks like keep her shit together because the media have been doing nothing but slagging her off.
Yeah.
Like
and again, she's no polite way of saying this. Went through a fair bit the cock now.
I have said it before about Taylor Swift. I've started listening to, I like metal covers of pop songs, and if you throw an electric guitar and a few drums in a Taylor Swift song, it's a school shooter anthem.
Yeah.
If you hear someone going, "It's me, I'm the problem, it's me," you're like, that's an angry woman. That is an angry fucking woman.
It's gonna be forever.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna
Sometimes I feel like everybody's a sexy baby. Can we tell you something, Taylor? Rewrite that. Right.
Michael's like, I love it.
yeah. Where's my other glove? Wah. Oh, I remember. That was dark. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of that. But in terms of getting off the fence, probably a pedo.
Aye.
Because of the amount of there's no smoke without fire. Like,
Yeah. Same as that. Elvis was a pedo.
Elvis was a pedo. Like, was there one of the guys from Led Zeppelin? Was he not going out with a 15-year-old?
Something like that.
Steve Tyler had a fucking 15-year-old wife.
Ketis from the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Well, she was 17, which is legal where it was.
Was she not a bit younger?
No, it was 7. It was one of the, when you have to go, technically it's legal, it's still not.
Yeah, it's still a bit
great.
weird. Like, because he was older than me when that was happening, though, wasn't he?
I was 43.
It's not. But then again,
What's
there's
the
like
deal with consent
but Al
laws?
Pacino has just had a baby to a 33-year-old, and he's 85 or something. And you're like, technically, that's like you were 15, she was not even conceived.
Yeah, but I mean, it is different. If she's old enough to think,
Money.
I want a big wrinkly fucking cock
She's
in
old
my
enough
face.
to go. 2 weeks left, and I'm getting all that Godfather point. Fucking right. What do you make on Heat? Cha-ching.
I do Jack and Jill.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, well,
Fuck you,
it'll be a
fucking-
legacy leave for the win.
De Niro as well.
De Niro, yeah, here's another one.
He had another kid.
Yeah.
He's what, 89?
Don't know if he's 89. He's in his 80s, like.
I thought he was 83 maybe. I'm just the number.
I couldn't even tell you how old you are.
But
it's an odd.
But the one with Ketis is a weird one too, because he slept with the girl, didn't know she was underage, took her across state lines, and she turned around and went, by the way, I'm 14. My dad's the chief of police, and everyone's looking for me. And then he writes this in his book, he's like, so I fucked her again, then drove her home, and then left the state, and then wrote the song Catholic Schoolgirls Road.
I thought you were going to say can't stop. Can't stop addicted to the kids, Quim. That's fucking mad.
It's
fucking mad.
You know, it looks big.
But because remember, there was a couple of years ago where Stephen Fry got in trouble because he was talking about the difference between like Jimmy Savile and because I think the excuse for one of the Led Zeppelin guys was this girl told us she was 18, she was a groupie,
Yeah.
and everyone had shagged her, and then it turned out she was 15.
Yeah.
And he was like, "There's a difference between somebody presenting themselves as an adult and then you believe in them, than actually
And
going
then
out
predatorily
and,
doing it.
But then I think the flip side was people were going, no, but everybody knew that girl was 15 and they were all riding her anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
And back then it was the time.
they were all off their fucking nuts back then. Like,
Aye.
it makes me insanely jealous that they get to ride Wiggles now. That they were all heroin addicts and fucking crackheads and every fucking drug under the sun, alcoholics, all that sort of shit, and they all still look great.
Aye.
And I'm lactose intolerant. like I have one wee session a week and I look like shit.
I mean, to be fair, Jimmy Page isn't putting ice cream to his Weedos. Do you know what I mean?
He hasn't lived, has he? If he did, Stairway to
better than a
Heaven.
15-year-old.
I'll show you Stairway to Heaven. Come on up here.
Put the groupies away. It's delicious.
Fucking right.
But yeah, it was it was definitely a cultural thing in the 70s to be like, fucking sure, what's age?
Sometimes I think you try to look back on it like romantically, as if like, well, I suppose they didn't really know what they were doing. They're all working class people, just created something that went fucking mega famous.
Aye.
But then I don't know.
I mean, I'm working class too, and I don't have the desire to fucking pump a 15-year-old.
I'm a MILF guy, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've said this a couple of weeks ago on the pod as well. That
You're getting to the age MILF is just...
man, it's
age.
annoying when you go, I think I'm older than her. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at MILF porn like, I don't even know here.
Aye. See, the thing for me is I have a sister that's like 20. So younger, they don't do it for me because I'm like,
Yeah.
it puts me, I'm like, ugh.
Aye. Also, having to listen to somebody in their 20s, no offense.
No,
Like, to me, it's just like,
I'm an old soul. Like,
well, you've been doing comedy 10 years, so
I'm 57.
It makes you different as dog years, like.
yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely aspects of like, I just don't care. Like, just get ready. Stop fucking.
Do you know,
fucking
Stephen was saying this to me, and it was weird. She didn't say it to me like that, and I was like, why are you saying it to him and not to me? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god, guess who liked my photo on Instagram? Whoever wants to, you put it on Instagram. Can we go for dinner now, please? Because it's nearly 5 o'clock and I like to eat early. Want to go home time for Corey. So you just fucking tidy your toys up and let's go out.
Put in.
That's my toy. That's my toy.
Drop it.
No. I fucking hurt myself for it.
Your vibrator face is hilarious.
Well, I imagine. I've never had anything up there.
Never.
Never, man.
You're missing out.
I don't think I am. I think it would be a punishment for anyone that tried to venture towards it. I reckon if you look at my asshole, there's just a load of dead dwarves. There's a note there coming.
Abandoned hope all you enter.
Yeah, your dick turns blue and orcs arrive. Like it's a
Find old toys from the 90s.
yeah
Like the eye of a
yeah
Furby.
buttons off a VTech. The dog says, "Rah, fuck ah." Like yeah, my bum. It's just not good. Like
No.
it's. I just poop a lot.
Know what I imagine your arsehole looks like? Do you ever like...
Steve Tyler's lips. I swear to God. It's not even an innie anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know
Like that machine of Monsters Inc. Where they put their lips and then takes it off. It's like fucking...
do you know what it's like? Do you know in Star Wars when he's like, he doesn't like you, and the guy's like, I got. That's what my bumhole looks like.
So I thought it would look like... Do you know in primary school when you'd all take your jumpers off for lunchtime? And then a fat kid would put yours on and just completely wreck the neck of it?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine your arsehole looks like.
Do you know the way we've said about like, what if there was a Bartlett at every stage of history? I think there was one, like, between the crouching guy and the man standing up, and I still have the arse. Like we haven't evolved past that.
See, you're built like me and you have the same build where most people have a back and then an arse.
Yeah.
And it's more, I just shit out the bottom of my back.
Yeah, my arse crack's about there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's no, just shoulders, hole, and head.
So when I see myself, like, you ever see a photo of yourself naked, like Bigfoot, and you're like, there is no separation in my body.
Yeah.
It's just flab.
It's shocking.
and
Like
then-
it's my arse crack.
bollocks.
It looks like my spine, and then a deeper crack. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all. Do you know what? Oh fuck! I had this moment the other day. I was in the bath, right, and do you know the wee drain at the top of your bath? So mine is like a wee chrome cover on it, so it's completely reflective, and I caught a glimpse of myself lying naked on my back, and I was like, how has any woman ever read me? Like, do you know if you're like out with a woman, you've had a couple of drinks, whatever, and she like a girl gets like kind of like, I'm going to show you a good time, like push you down in the bed, like we just see what I'm going to do, and then they crawl up the bed like a lion. I can't believe she hasn't got like to between my knees and gone, what the fuck is that? It was disgusting.
we sleep paralysis
Just,
Bartlett.
oh man, it was just rank, like especially because I'm like stuffed into a bath, so it's just tits everywhere, and then like balls, and then my wee willy sitting up on the balls, like it's not even draping over. It's not even draping over. It's just like, don't do that thing your dick does in the bath, where it's
yeah.
it's kind of like a snake charmer.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's like the wee thing you put in the fishing line, like the wee ball.
I man, I'm just weird. I didn't know. I didn't have no idea there was so much hair down there.
Oh, you're a hurry guy?
I'm a hurry. I'm hurt, but it's blonde, so you can't really see it. But when you
Right.
get it wet and matted, I'm like, Jesus Christ! It's like my dick was trying to escape out of a concentration camp. It's fucking rotten.
I mean, there was no hair there either. In a concentration camp.
There was her Fuhrer, her daring,
Sorry, say what was called her daring.
her lip, her daring.
That's what you said.
Her many came off that train. That's dark. But yeah, that's just, I saw myself from an angle that
Yeah.
because there's a psychological thing of, and it's essentially, Joe in the Matrix, right? When Neo goes back in, he has her again.
Yeah.
And Morpheus is like, oh, that's what you think you look like.
Yeah.
Everybody has that, right? So everybody leaves the house, and the last angle you look at yourself is your best angle. So when I leave the house, I kind of like put my shoulders out like that and go, I look all right.
Yeah.
In fact, on this podcast, this is how I sit for most of it. Right?
Yeah.
If you move that camera there, I'd be like, who's that?
Yeah.
And that's,
I get like when you just get your hair cut and you're feeling all fresh, you're like, I look great.
aye.
And then you catch yourself in the shop window and you're like,
Is that me?
it's nice man last.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still a fucking troll.
It's rank, and there's yeah, even on, like on Lazy Boys, that's one of the most unflattering angles.
Yeah, I look like a wee bow select.
Oh, well, it's because when I sit down as well, because of my fucking stomach, it just pushes everything up.
Yeah,
So it's like my belly becomes a corset for my boobs.
yeah.
And I'm like, hello, ladies.
And then you're beside Shane.
Yeah, who looks great from every angle.
Aye.
The wanker. Even with his fucking brushed down Hitler haircut, he still looks fantastic.
Yeah. She looks like a wee boy.
Yeah. The times that I stand beside Shane and go, we're the same age, man. I shouldn't have smoked. Shouldn't have smoked.
For all my friends, same age as me in comedy, are all stinking too, so we're all good. Well, no one's stinking, but we all. Well, there is no one my age that's really my friend. Who's the closest to me? McCann. He's still 2
McCann's-
years older. Geordie's 2 years older. McKegney's 3 years older. McCartney's 5 or 6 years older.
How old's Robbie McShane?
2 years, 3 years older.
Fuck, you still really are the young, like.
I am still
yeah.
the baby,
Holy shit.
which is I'm
It's
just
mad. It is mad that I've known you since you were 17. 16?
yeah 17
That's fucking nuts.
before you Jimmy Page yourself with me.
I
Yeah.
didn't. Go on. No.
But yeah, that's like out of how long I've been going.
Yeah.
There's people starting, I'm like, I'm still 5 years younger than you. Fuck, any wonder I'm annoying.
Nah, that's a fucking. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Because I remember having that, like seeing people like at 32 when I was 26 and going, by the time I'm 32, I'm gonna be fucking making way more money than that cunt.
Nah.
And then I hit 32 and I was all, how did he do it? How did he fucking do it?
I'm like that. I just have to convince myself it's not about the money.
It is.
As though if someone went, here's 2
Aye.
million to be on Mrs. Brown's Boys, like I wouldn't jump at it.
There's money. Fuck me. I've got a question here. Right? Comedians Hunger Games. Who dies first? Who would you ally with, and who would you target? Right. So he's put this together in groups of like, so me and Connor, you, Paddy, Shane and Dave. All right. Okay. So this is the team. Okay. So the teams are like me and Connor, you, Paddy, Shane and Dave, Andrew and Aaron, Geddes McCann, Ro Boyle and Nell, Cookie. They're living.
Yeah, they're
winning
not
the
that.
Hunger Games. Tommy and Tyrone. It's going to get down to Ro and Nell.
See, they'd win out of brute strength. But you forget in the Hunger Games, there's a lot of politicking. A lot of slippery bitches.
Speaking of slippery bitches, Darren Matthews and Leanne McCooey, they're going to last a while, I reckon.
Aye.
I reckon they've got inbuilt survival technique. Like they can just dig stuff out of the ground and eat it.
Aye, I think Andrew and Aaron would lose first because one of them would murder the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew would spend so long trying to establish the rules.
Yeah.
That-
You'd have him stop. He's like,
arm
you're not
would
allowed
just
to.
kill
You're not allowed to use knives, mate.
Yeah,
You're not
can't use
allowed to
knives,
use
mate.
knives, mate. No.
Mate, I'm not doing it, mate. No, I'm not doing that.
Geddes and McCann would get far. Although Geddes would get far, but he'd be held back by McCann.
Thing is, McCann has that sort of like of mice and men strength about him, and did judo growing up. So,
Did he?
Yeah. I tried to wrestle him drunk one time. He beat the fuck out of me.
I'd love to do that.
Like, so he's like, I think me and Casey aren't lasting long. Like,
No.
me and Casey, we would
As soon
immediately,
as there's a hill you two are fucked.
nah, we'd immediately become those weird looters. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know that this is the end when fucking Channing Tatum's a gimp?
Yeah.
Me and Casey go straight down that route. We just start our own thing. Right, man, Hunger Games is a conspiracy anyway, man. Do you know what I mean? It's not really a game, is it? I'm not hungry.
I am starving though.
Yeah, so we.
Oh,
I
that's
think,
a great quip. Me and Paddy, I don't think we'd get far. We'd argue too much.
aye. Yeah, me, Connor, you, and Paddy are
Fucked.
fucked.
Yeah.
I reckon the four of us could team up and go, let's just start.
That's
our own
I
thing."
would be forming alliances.
Yeah,
And then
definitely
immediately
be like
betraying you.
Shane and Dave.
David kill Shane out of annoyance.
Immediately, yeah. Dave's gonna just eat Shane.
Like a snake.
Yeah, because it'd be like, here's your rations. Is it gluten free?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I'll go alone. Fuck.
McKegney and Jazz. I hate to say it, McKegney broke his ankles dancing, so they're not lasting long. Kieran and Chloe will just Kieran will immediately just not do it. He'd be like, can't, no.
Kieran and Chloe might be the first out.
Yeah.
Because Kieran he'd try and form alliances and you'd kill him.
Yeah, straight away, you'd be like, is that a crossbow you've got? Is it?
Aye.
Mate, do you know how much that was?
He'd be telling you about it and all while you're loading it.
Yeah.
For 17th century, is it? Aye.
Yeah. So, who we saying is going to win? We're saying it comes down to Ro Boyle and Cookie and Tommy and Tyrone.
I'd give
I
it
think
to
it's the
Rowan
last
and
two.
Cookie.
I am afraid I would.
I think I would.
Yeah.
Unless we all teamed up on Boyle.
It wouldn't matter.
Nah, it would.
But man, it wouldn't.
Would if we were all like Ewoks, mate. We've got the wee...
I was watching the boxing game the other night, and that man can fucking.
Well, don't box him then.
Well, how else you gonna fight him?
Hit him with a knife.
He brings a knife, you bring a bat. He brings a bat, you put out one of his in the
We
ball.
can have him at the bottom of a cliff, and I roll a big boulder off it. Looney Tunes the
The,
bastard.
the only way you could maybe take Paul out of the Hunger Games is to like throw a joint somewhere, and he's like, "Huh?" And then you fucking. I don't know.
I think if we teamed up, it would be about
But then if we
alliances.
team up, then it ends up having to like we're gonna have to do each other in anyway,
Yeah, that's why you betray people.
right? So then,
You don't have the politics now, Michael.
man, I'm just a kind soul. that's
I'm
why.
already forming alliances in my head.
Here's a question, and this is kind of if we'd have. This could be a weird one. Phil wants to know how many kilos of Colombian marching powder do you think the two of us have put away, or is it just all just an image thing?
It's all image.
I haven't done that much of it. Well, you would have, because you again you're younger than me, so it was a very different thing for you.
Yeah.
Like that, drugs was everywhere.
Colombian's pure shit though. Pure's different than street coke. Like street coke, I'd be there all day. Pure, you get about a gram in, and you're starting to sweat. Like
Aye.
I assume. I don't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I don't know.
It's all
Enough for a good night.
It's all optics.
Yeah, we don't actually do it. Look at
Here's-
us. Do we look like we do drugs?
Two fat cunts.
Yeah, that's what me and you're the only people do cocaine and get hungry.
I don't do cocaine.
Me and you have the Matthew Perry body of coke.
I smelled it once. That was it. John wants to know if money wasn't an issue and you had an unlimited budget, what project would you love to do? Like a movie, TV series, tour, stage show?
Definitely a movie now.
I'd like to make a zombie apocalypse movie,
Right, yeah,
but like a good one.
yeah. Serious or comedy?
I had thought of the idea of trying to pen one together for the local comedians to make it. It's like a wee fucking team project.
Yeah.
Where we play ourselves and we come back from a gig we come back off the Stena line and a zombie apocalypse was happening and we've had no idea. And we'll have to try and like fucking
Yeah.
survive it a wee bit.
Definitely.
Kind of like This Is the End, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Just do us doing this as
Yeah.
the end. Can I be the gimp? Yeah. Yes.
You have to be. You're the only one with a mask. I don't know. I think I'd love to do like a big fucking mad stand up tour.
Yeah.
Do like tour bus.
Yes.
but then
do it comfortably.
Yeah, but that also means you have to be able to sell tickets.
Yeah. Well, money's no what we're doing the road
Yeah,
thing.
money-
I'm doing it because I want to.
Yeah, if money was no object, I'll just drive to venues and not gig.
Yeah.
But somebody basically drives me around the tour bus and I get drunk.
I would do the Adam Sandler thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of shoot a movie in like Hawaii for 3 months and all my best mates are in it.
Aye, that'd be class.
See, anyone slags him, was like his movies are shit. I'm like, he got $1 billion to go make us movies, cast whoever you want.
Aye.
Oh, Kevin James is in it, your best mate. No worries. Where's it said? Oh, Barbados. Fair enough.
And here's something else. They're not shit.
No,
Some of them
some of them aren't great.
aren't great.
But every time he drops a few shit ones, he goes, "Oh, by the way, I can do bangers, uncut gems."
Aye. Grown Ups 1.
It is funny.
Grown Ups 1's fucking great.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2 shite.
I don't even think I've seen Grown Ups 2 to be fair.
Not good.
Uh,
Grown Up, no, it's brilliant. The one with the Lonely Island. That's my boy.
yeah, I've heard that's very good.
Have you not seen it?
No. Is Zohan good as well? Yeah.
Iffy.
What was the one Kevin James was in? Was it Zookeeper?
Yeah.
That's like not great, but there's moments in that where you go, fucking hell, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So Adam Sandler plays a monkey that keeps slagging off all the animals for not having thumbs. he's just like, he's just a sweet tiny monkey who's like, I've evolved more than you. And at one point, this wolf's like, I'm going to get up that tree, I'm going to fucking bite your neck off. He's like, how are you going to catch me? You ain't got no thumbs. Brilliant. And like the gorilla gets is it Sylvester Stone plays a gorilla? No, who does the voice of the gorilla in it?
I haven't seen it.
It's weird. Like it's kind of like a shit Dr. Dolittle.
No.
But there's a point where he takes a gorilla out to like a TGI Fridays, and everybody just thinks it's a guy in a gorilla suit. So the gorilla's like eating all this shit. He has a milkshake and gets a brain freeze, and the gorilla's like.
Have you ever
That's really
seen
funny.
The Longest Yard? It's my favorite Adam
It's
Sandler
very
movie.
good, but it's a dark movie too, because like
Chris Rock gets murdered in it.
aye, because isn't it based off the who's Aye, but it was what do you call the guy that was in
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds made
it
it.
The Longest
was it-
Yard?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah.
But was it a serious one or was it a spoof one as well?
I think it was like a jokey one too.
Aye.
One super serious.
Because it is that point where when Chris Rock's character dies in it, and you go,
What the
I
fuck?
thought this was just like another water boy.
Aye.
Like,
But there's some brilliant moments in it too.
yeah.
Do you know when the big guard Kevin Nash plays him and they replace his pills with estrogen? And then he's like, the fans are booing everywhere. He's like, stop booing! Both teams are trying very hard. It's like, my nipples are so sensitive.
so
And
good,
Stone
but-
Cold's like, you stop talking about your fucking nipples.
There was a movie I saw the other week, and it was because I've actually just finished watching the Vince McMahon documentary,
Yeah.
and it kind of makes sense. Stone Cold was in this movie where he's a janitor teaching a young kid how to box. I
Right.
think it's something fight,
I haven't.
but it's like him trying to, and you can just see it's Stone Cold trying to act sincere, but he's just Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's like, maybe you should stop being a faggot. I'm sorry.
Hit that bag like it's my wife. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Have you seen who Trump's going on a podcast with this week?
Rogan.
Undertaker and Kane.
Fuck off.
Google it now, I swear to God. He's on a podcast with The Undertaker and Kane. Because The Undertaker's a big fucking, like, Blue Lives Matter Republican guy, like.
What is the world? What's happening?
And do you know what's amazing? Batista's like a big Democrat guy. And The Undertaker's calling him out on the podcast now. And I'm like, what the fuck is going
Fucking
on?
hell.
Oh, yeah, he was in WWE for a good year.
Yeah.
But he's doing The Undertaker's podcast.
It's getting crazy, man, because it's like,
Remember Hogan brought him on stage as well?
yeah, after get shot.
I'm a Trump-a-maniac, brother.
But that was like, you see Terry Crews talking about Idiocracy. Have you ever seen Idiocracy? Where Terry Crews goes, they just did, like, that movie was supposed to be a fucking piss take, and now it's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody's wearing Crocs. Nobody's any fucking money. And there's cunts taking their tops off at presidential fucking...
Did you see Trump at the election where he just played music off his phone for like 40 minutes?
No, I haven't seen any of them. It's fucking like...
He's just being like, do we like this one? Okay, everybody put your phone lights up. Everything I do.
Didn't he have...
What is it? Yeah.
Didn't he play fucking Sinead O'Connor as well?
Yeah.
But was he on fucking shit, what do you call that guy? Andrew Schultz? Was he on his podcast as well?
He did do his podcast, yeah.
Because I saw them talking about it.
Yeah.
Where they were just like, he was really funny.
He is
Like
very...
he's just got to be, because I listened to him on Theo Vaughn, and that was just a hard listen.
Yeah.
Because
He didn't get what Theo Vaughn...
yeah, it was just a weird kind of like,
He knows what he's doing those podcasts, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Because comedy fans, a lot of the time, are quite fucking stupid. So are comedians.
Yeah, but also,
Well, not stupid, sorry, but like a little bit more conspiracy based.
yeah, I think there's definitely an element of like comedy fans. I think comedy fans a lot of times are kind of switched on. Mainstream comedy,
Yeah,
there's a lot of fucking,
But I mean, like those American ones, they have a lot of fringe people. A lot. Stupid wasn't the right word. Mentally unhinged a little bit.
yeah.
You get
it's
a lot of that in comedy fans.
But I find the whole thing to be really interesting because, like, I don't watch enough of it, but there's definitely a thing of people that are going like, you only ever see the fucking lunatics who support Trump on TV. You don't see the other people who are like, I don't like him, but the choices are fucking
Yeah,
him or a woman that put so many people in jail.
yeah. Which is why I like her.
It was for drugs though.
Yeah. Good. Don't do them. Bad.
Yeah, you're right. Drugs are bad. Don't do them.
Oh, Kamala Harris. You seen her talking to you talking about this?
You
last
sent me it. You said I couldn't fucking.
When she's in front of the Mexicans being like, and I would do my job in McDonald's. And you're like, you don't talk like that.
Fucking hell! It's the whole thing's fucking mental.
So
It's fucking nuts. We talked. If you've listened to the podcast before, I'm repeating myself again. I always apologize for it. But I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and he played a clip of Bill Clinton from 92 or 94 or whatever, he was like, the problem with America is not enough people sucking my dick. But he was like, he basically went, the problem is in America, the middle class are getting text and the rich aren't.
yeah.
And Joe Rogan goes, if he was running for election today, he would win, because there's a guy who, like, being a politician who seems to know what he's talking about. And then I went to myself in the car. It's like, he's also talking about the same fucking issues. Like, nothing's changed in 30 years. So
And also, he did win.
yeah,
He did
win. And then, like, fucking, you let other fucking people kill themselves. But there's an element of, like, I don't support Donald Trump at all. I can't like the man, but
He makes me laugh.
he's a result of what he's not America's problems. He's a result of them.
He's people tired of career politicians. And people are like, oh, he just says all this mad shit. And you're like, that is the appeal of him.
Yeah.
Is that he's not bound by the polls want you to say this.
Yeah.
And they're like, say that, Donald. No, but like,
Yeah. Why do you think Polish people are... Oh, right, okay. It's
filled up.
Oh, they're cold? Aye.
But they're not like, oh, it would be really popular if you reference this.
Yeah.
Or you see Kamala, where she'll talk in a normal accent and then she goes to a predominantly black area and she's like, I said to the president,
Yeah.
get your fucking nappy ass out of here, you fucking cracker ass bitch.
Drinking fucking grape drink.
yeah. And then she goes to the Mexicans, she's fucking do-rag on. She's like, hey, man.
You the Mexican Wolverine, huh?
That's what she said.
Hey, Holmes. Do you want to vote for me, papi?
Yeah. Go into explicit detail.
I like to have a sleep at 2 in the afternoon also, man.
Coming in on like a fucking lawnmower. Like,
Aye. Yeah.
low rider in it, it's just fully Eddie
Actually
Guerrero.
stood beside another load of politicians hoping somebody would pick her.
Just swam there.
I will not when she was talking to the black audience, she didn't.
Oh, it's been last podcast.
It's fucking really dark. I don't mean like that. But yeah, I don't know. It just the whole thing to me feels just fucking insane. Like I have no fucking doubt in my mind that Trump getting shot was was some sort of weird setup by him.
Yeah.
Because I just can't see how you can get shot in the ear and then it's not a mark on him.
But then, like, that's a lot of trust to put in someone.
I don't think a bullet was anywhere near him.
Right, I get you. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like,
I get
Do you know what I mean?
I get
Like,
you. I thought you meant like they aimed.
oh
right
no,
from
I
the
don't.
air.
I
was
don't.
like,
No, fuck no. I don't think.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, no. Because I think even like, if you look where his ears are compared to the back of his head, it's too much of a fluke.
Yeah.
To nick it and not even fucking
Yeah.
move his hair. Like,
Yeah, I get you. I remember I was in a Hungarian strip club when I found out he was shot. It was the weirdest moment of my life. There's me dancing, being like, you come, you buy dance. I'm like, fuck it, Trump's been shot.
can't get hard now, pet. Sorry. You're not going to make it any harder than that. This.
Freedom's died and you want me to get horny? I don't think so.
It's the whole country's fucked, man. But then, like, because I remember talking to someone in New York, it was when Trump got inaugurated the first time.
Yeah.
And it was a guy that said he voted for Trump, and he goes, I don't like him. He's like, I fucking don't like him. And he goes, my wife voted for Hillary. He said, I voted for him because Obamacare was taking so much out of their pay packet every month that they had to move in with her parents.
Right.
So Obamacare was like everybody had to pay so many $100 a week or a month, whatever.
Yeah.
And again, it was one of those situations where you go and tax the rich for it, and
Yeah.
everybody gets free medicine.
Well, here, that's
And
the thing.
Like the middle class are already stretched to fucking.
What was the plan initially with Obamacare? And then the Republicans kept shutting it down.
Really, is that the correct?
So the finalized version of Obamacare was just a bastardized version of it in
Aye.
the end. Initially, the rich would have had to pay a lot more for it.
Aye.
That was the idea.
I don't understand how they can be the fucking the biggest army in the world and still can't just be like, do you know what the crack is? See, if you don't give us some of your money, we're just gonna fucking kill you.
What? Yeah.
Just not all of it now. You're still gonna be a fucking billionaire, but you don't need 50 billion.
That's who owns them, Mike.
Like, a billion is plenty. So we're taking 49 of that, right? And everybody's getting free medicine.
Well, it's because the same thing that happens here, only here it's a lot more transparent about how it works, is lobbying.
Yeah.
Like, the lobby groups are still the biggest funders to political parties.
Yeah.
It also happens in the UK and Ireland. We just have laws that mean, like, our laws around politics are a lot more strict on you have to declare this happened.
Yeah.
But they're very good at burying it.
Yeah.
But if you look for it, you can find it. Whereas America's a lot of under the fucking table stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You have, like, that's why the NRA is so powerful.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
donate
also
those
same with
parties.
drug companies and stuff as well. Look.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the shit that annoys me. The way the drug companies can just go, oh, this goes up by 5 times.
Yeah.
Why? Because fuck you diabetic cunt.
That's the thing, but and it's one of those things I think could probably happen here because the NHS, I don't think a lot of politicians want it
No.
because there's so much money to be made off
Yeah.
private healthcare.
Who was it brought in? Wilson? Or was it before? Or
It was after World War II, wasn't
was
it?
it Macmillan? I know the welfare state was after World War II.
Yeah.
I know that was Macmillan.
But
But whoever brought it in, and he was seen as radical at the time for doing it, ever since then, they've wanted rid of it. Because Blair wanted rid of it, but his advisors were going, if you get rid of the NHS, we will never get elected again.
Yeah.
You can never, especially if you're Labour.
But that's why they've just cut it off bit by bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because doing it in one go
Yeah.
would have been fucking insane.
Yeah. But now you're getting to the point where, like,
And like,
it's like The Simpsons. You're like, this is shite now.
aye. But it was like, yeah, because a mate of mine went for a private healthcare thing recently, and he said even the private sector is being stretched to capacity because everybody's going, I can't get into fucking NHS for 5 years for whatever the fuck it is you need.
Yeah.
So I'll go private. But then on top of that, because a lot of doctors, and this happened to me whenever I was going through the psoriasis thing. There was a consultant I was trying to get a meeting with who would do private consultations on the sly because he wasn't getting paid enough in the NHS. So he was going doing this private stuff.
Yeah.
So at one point somebody was like, if you phone him or get in touch with him, say, right, at 500 quid, can I get seen today?
Yeah.
It'll be done. Because he's not getting paid enough to fucking support himself. And then on top of that, because Australia is paying so well for doctors and nurses, they've all fucked off.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all
what I mean?
going to
Like-
better paid places, as you would.
Yeah, 100%. And you hear all these right wing cunts because I sometimes listen to GB News just to get angry before I go boxing. Because they're fucking cunts.
I love that. Divorced dad news, I call that.
Aye, man, it's fucking.
Saying you get your wife leaves you and you have to work there for 3 months.
But there's some of the shit they come out with, and I remember there was a point during COVID where I was going, I kind of fucking like this station because it feels a wee bit like they were complaining about lockdown a wee bit and fucking bringing things up, and I was like, I kind of like the way these are going. And then all of a sudden, Nigel Farage pops up, and then Jacob Rees-Mogg turns, and I'm like, oh, you're just Fox.
That's the pipeline.
Yeah, it just
get you
ends
in
up
with this.
100%, and then it's like blatant racism,
Yeah.
like fucking out and out racism.
And it annoys me too because I think they're on like Fox as well, where they're not strictly categorized as news.
Yeah,
So you're not held to the same standard.
Yeah.
Because you go, oh, this is entertainment. So I can say whatever the fuck I want.
it's fucking insane.
Eamon Holmes on it, pissing me off.
Hello, did you see him going on a rant about Schofield?
I'm gay! I've seen that bit.
There's the one he did about him being on that island, and he just goes, the man is addicted to fame. And he goes, see that one case you know about? There's no way it was just that. He's like, dude, no fucking way. And you're like, all right, Holmesy, well, calm down. I know Ruth left you, but you want that, you're right. But there was a point on GB News where Jacob Rees-Mogg, that Victorian time traveller cunt, was on, right?
Oh, Monopoly man looking fucker.
Man. And I don't know if he calls himself Jack Rees-Mogg to sound cool or if he's just so soft, like such a fucking soft palate that he doesn't even say his full name properly.
Aye.
Right? I'm Jack Rees-Mogg, GB News, right? And he goes, well, what happened to all the vocational nurses? Like Florence Nightingale, where did they go? And you're like, Australia, mate.
Yeah.
Because you fucking made the house prices go up and the wages down, so they fucked off.
And then you made it harder for immigrants to get in.
Aye.
Which was most of them.
Which was most, like,
Yeah.
yeah 100%.
Also, where's Florence Nightingale? Dead, mate.
yeah, from disease.
Yeah,
'Cause-
died.
Yeah, died of fucking lamp poisoning.
She got hit in the head with a piece of coal.
Running for like King's Horse. That was a different one.
Just because you dress like you're a Victorian doesn't mean we're still there.
Do you know what's so mad? There was a thing, and this is how fucking. Because I heard it was an audio clip of you on TikTok, and it was one of those typical things where somebody had taken it, put it on top of something, and then the comments are just hate,
Yeah.
like people fighting each other, and it was you talking about like even though you're a fucking open-minded left-wing
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
when someone goes the north of Ireland, you're all what?
Yeah.
Right? I have the same thing, right? Where I'm in no way Catholic and in no way fucking Irish.
Yeah.
Right? I'm Northern Irish with a capital I, but I'm probably more unionist than I am a
Yeah.
nationalist, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think free medicine's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But there's sometimes things like, so Jacob Rees-Mogg was talking about that politician that was assassinated like it was 3 years ago. The guy was stabbed or shot or something.
Yes.
And Jacob Rees-Mogg was like, "Is that a lot of people say that you can't say enough nice things about people. It's a bit of a cliche, but you can't say enough nice things about this man. He was a brilliant man and a devout Catholic, just like me." And I was like, "You don't get to be a Catholic. You don't fucking get to be one. You British bastard." You. I had to be like, whew. Oh, where the fuck that come from?
That audio annoys me too because it was me and Vittorio talking.
Aye.
And it's a mid-podcast bit.
Aye.
And it's been taken out of context as though I'm fucking
It's
like
I know, man.
Carson. And it's over like like footage of hills and mountains.
yeah, that's the one.
And it's me being like, it's just in me. I can't like I'm like and the whole bit is me going, it's part of my DNA and I don't agree with it, but you sometimes
It's
it
just
comes
in you.
out of
Yeah,
you.
yeah, 100%.
It's just in you.
It's-
and it was a point of how sectarianism is ingrained in our culture.
100%.
But it makes me sound like I'm going, I fucking hate Catholics, boy.
I know, man. It's
And then the comments are all just people. But that's one thing frustrates me about here. See, when people are like, Catholics do this and pros do that, and I'm like, do you ever just get bored? Do you ever just...
Do you know what you should do?
kill yourself?
Go and talk to one of the people you don't like and find out they're the exact same as you.
Yeah. I'm like
It's again a great thing about fucking being a comedian. One of the privileges we have. Dave Chappelle said it at the Mark Twain Award thing. He was like, when the whole world's out there fighting, we're in a green room fixing it. Because every weekend you're meeting somebody from a different walk of life, and
Yeah.
you go, all right.
And also, you forget that some people are so thick that they won't grasp that I might be playing something up.
Yeah.
Because I find it funny.
100%.
Do you know?
Yeah, and the comedy looks easy to some people. It looks like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's my only way I can figure out why when people don't like comedy, they fucking hate it.
Aye.
When they don't like music, they're over it.
Yeah.
See a shite band, they don't care.
I don't know.
But a shite comedian, people are like, you fucking, I hate you. And you're like, I was just telling jokes. I was just making things up. Don't tweet me. I'm in the house, you're hacking.
But it's also some people like just don't get when you're joking.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm quite dry as a person.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll
Me too,
say...
I have psoriasis.
Yeah. But I'll say it with like a really dead straight face.
Aye.
So I'm hard to pick up sometimes. But there's other times where like someone's wearing a funny wig, glasses, and big goofy teeth, and they're like, why is he saying that? And you're like, that's not real.
Aye. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I realised that would always be a thing here under I Am Fighter videos, and people would be like, Barry's a good old fashioned pro. And you're like, Barry's a proud nationalist who would die for Ireland. And
Barry's
like,
a hipster.
Barry's not real.
Aye.
Barry doesn't
It's-
exist.
Well, it yeah.
Yeah.
And it never goes away. I'm 16 years I'm doing this. I thought at one point everyone would go, I get it. But then, same time it happened to me, it took me a very long time to realise Andrew Dice Clay was like a fucking performance artist.
Oh, really?
I'd be like, this is shit. Why are people laughing at this? But then, Dice Clay is another good example of like, do you think people went and saw him being like, oh, this is so funny, this guy's pretending to be a shit stand-up? Or were fucking morons being like, it's the fucking Dice Man?
I think it was that.
Yeah.
I think what he was doing was the first one.
Yeah.
But the second
But the
one
audience was something else.
And he was like Dolomite. He was like a white Dolomite.
Yeah.
He just gave you something you could say back. And you could do the catchphrases. Rover, duck over.
Hickory dickory dock. Yeah.
Andrew Dice Gay.
Yeah, that's fucking great. Our clip's brilliant.
It's my favorite.
We'll do another question. We'll go, what time is it? Because you need to fucking go. We'll do one more of these wee questions. Sorry we haven't done more. It's my car wouldn't start. Turns out the battery was dead on the remote.
I'm so funny you've seen that TikTok clip too. Because they don't like me underneath that.
It was one of those ones where I was like listening to it being like, that's not what he said. That's my friend.
Yeah. But it's one of those ones I'm like, I'm not even getting annoyed by their comments because I'm like, that's been taken out of such context.
I know.
What I've actually said.
I remember thinking to send it to Willie and be like, fuck these cunts. And then I was like, no, because if he hasn't seen it and I've sent it to him. I remember one time somebody sending me a bad review in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I was trying to avoid watching, like, seeing reviews.
Yeah.
And I immediately went, you've sent that to me to fucking piss me off.
yeah.
So that's why I didn't. But I'm
no,
glad you've seen it too.
It was one of those ones I was reading them laughing. I was
yeah.
it's fucking so silly.
So it does get to the point where you're just like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right, we want to hear. Right, what's better, 2 or 3 unexpected pints, or you're out for a dander, stop by a pub, or a full night on the rip, starting at 7, finishing at 2?
Unexpected pints.
Unexpected every fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Pints are like sex. It's better when it's by surprise.
That was beautiful.
And that's my defense in court every time.
That was a good joke. There's more questions, but I'm just trying to get the wee quick ones out of the road so that we can get you home, get you bathed.
Dirty wee Brett Thompson.
Ah, you fucking.
Why do you think?
Why you an orange bastard?
Why don't you agree with everyone all the time? Not the mad thing is, I'm like the most Catholic Protestant you'll ever meet.
I know it's Protestant Catholic, you know. Well, no, we're both not Protestant or Catholic.
No, I know, but like from where we're from, we both have like the opposite viewpoints.
Yeah. I think there's definitely aspects I think of it of like. I think it's one of the things that makes you a comedian too. Is when you grow up in an environment where you're supposed to be one thing and you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You're immediately already kind of outside a group looking at them.
Yeah.
And it helps you become a fucking stand-up, I believe. Right, well, this is a good one. We'll leave on this, right? So Emily says here, I know every comedian has their own approach to how they write workout material. What does it look like for both of you? I'd be interested to see what the similarities and differences are. Do you know anyone with an absolutely bonkers approach to it?
I think me and you have the exact same approach.
Walk around talking to yourself?
we either talk to ourselves or talk to people,
Yeah.
and I'll say something and go, "Oh, that's funny," and then I'll write a bit around that punchline,
Yeah.
and then I sprinkle little ones in as I do it.
Yeah. There's definitely, yeah, I do a lot of like, I'll save the dishes up
Yeah,
and then I'll start washing dishes and be like, fucking having weird thoughts pop in your head.
yeah,
Or sometimes, yeah, sometimes it'll be something you've said. Like I was in a group chat the other night and I said something about being so old now I've got a neck like a T-Rex's cankle. And it was like, there's something really lovely about that. I'm going to write that down somewhere and say that as a joke somewhere later on.
like my bit about the Olympic boxer I do, where I'm not giving away the punchline, but that
Very good
came from me watching the TV at my mate's house about it, and I was fucking raging.
Aye.
I went, I'm fucking sick to all these people acting like she just fucking, and then said that thing, and they went, that's funny as fuck.
And
then
sometimes,
did it.
do you know what's a weird thing as well? Sometimes that level of anger is immediately funny to an audience.
Yeah,
So I remember when we did that fucking weird Find Me the Funny show, they tried to do these wee stand-up classes.
yeah,
And they gave us a book. I think I read the first 3 pages, and it was like, hard sounds are funny, nobody knows why. And
Yeah.
for some reason, when someone else is fucking fuming,
yeah,
it's like, so, you ever hear Bill Burr talking about Brian Regan?
yeah.
He's like, that's an angry man. He's fucking angry because nobody can do 10 minutes on fridges unless they've had a fridge fucking malfunction. Like, he's fucking angry. He's just dressed it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like the bit I do where I give off about the mental health system here, but I'm doing it by screaming at Yoda.
yeah.
Or is that as a joke? You can see the anger comes out of me, but I'm taking it out on Yoda.
Yeah.
It's a weird fucking bit.
It's a fucking very good bit. It's one of my favorites.
But I get you.
The weirdest one of, not the weirdest, but I remember hearing about Frankie Boyle was a guy I knew that used to open for him. And Frankie Boyle apparently has blackout windows, like electric fucking blinds in his bathroom. Right?
Yeah.
So he blacks the bathroom out, goes in and lies on the bathroom floor, and leaves his notepad in a different room, and literally lies on the cold floor, and then crawls into the room to write the note down, and then goes back into the bathroom and lies on the floor again. In a dark room, just fucking... Yeah. Which, when you think of the stuff that he has, because there's the early Frankie Boyle, which was just that kind of like dirty one-liners almost,
Yeah.
with a wee bit of politics behind it. But when you see his later stuff,
Yeah.
that is kind of cerebral, and there's a lot of fucking...
I break it up into pre and post Michael Jackson's Children's
It's
Hospital.
fucking a sublime bit of stand-up.
The Greenest Children's Hospital.
Children.
It's gonna be me.
You're not okay. You're not okay. Yeah, I have it
It
pre...
won't be the mama. It'll be me. I love that so much.
I have it pre and post Jade Goody.
I'll be honest, as much as I love Frankie Boyle, that's the one bit I don't like. And not because of,
Jade Goody stuff? Yeah.
not because of what it was about, just because it was like, it doesn't, he's like, for his, like the Harvey Price one, brutal joke, but very
Yeah,
clever.
yeah.
With that one, I'm like, that's just mean.
And
And what did she really do?
well, I think that was the thing with Jade Goody, was when she said that racist thing on Big Brother. And to me, her whole fucking career was interesting because people loved her initially because she's just one of the girls, isn't she? She's just
Yeah.
fucking one of the girls. Had her own perfume range and all that sort of stuff. Said some fucking mad shit
On Big Brother.
on Big Brother when she was in a bad mood. And
Which, do you know what I mean? Put me in the Big Brother house with Talal for 40 days. They're like, you know what it is?
good William, come to the diary room. you can't say it, mate. You can't call him that.
I will have said it. I've said it.
Just because you put the word sand in front of it. Doesn't mean...
No, I was asking for Rocky.
I was talking about alpacas, mate.
What was that
But
for
then-
figs? I said you want a pack of
But
bastards.
do you remember when Jade Goody died, though, right? It was almost like Diana died. Like, the whole country was like, I'm devastated. And you're like, because yesterday,
Yeah.
you fucking hated her.
Yeah.
And so, to me, again, that was like being outside of a group. It was like, it was interesting to see how people just fucking... Seemingly in pain. People were hating him for being fucking weird, and then...
Yeah, and then they're like, so that, but that's how it works. So
Yeah.
maybe we should kill ourselves, Michael, and then Reddit don't like us.
Oh, man, there isn't a rope big enough. You gotta get a fucking rope around my neck.
I can't even tie a knot. That's a
No,
problem.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose we could have a suicide pact, but whoever goes first, the other one will be all, actually,
That looks Thor.
it doesn't look good at all. What are we talking about? This is good and dark. Aye, there's more questions. We'll do the rest of the questions whenever Casey's back because we're running out of time with gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But thanks very much for listening.
Thank you for having me.
See you all again soon. See you next week. All the best. Bye bye. Cheerio.